Two here. We're here to get things kicked off. Just a little bit of a recap over the first week. Another thing you want to look into before I get to this is check out the homepage for the trophies that are assigned. A winner, a championship owner is going to get a trophy for life, and then there's going to be a weekly winner of the highest score. So keep an eye out for that. Meanwhile, hey, let's get into this quick recap of last week where one, I got spanked. Renzo got slightly less spanked. And Akko did some spanking himself. D really spanked Javi. And then we have the surprise winner here with Davis over over Josh. My mistake, guys. So let's see what we did here. D picked Abe, got it right. I picked Renzo, got it wrong. I picked Nacho, got it wrong. I picked D, got it right. And I picked Josh. Damn, guys. I went 1-3. Meanwhile, my homeboy D over here is 1-0. Hey, keep it up, man. We're looking forward to your next video here. Hey, so team, we have a lot of players that underpacked. Let's get into week 2, okay? Coming into their predictions here. Sorry, guys, I wasn't really fully set up. Okay, coming into the first game we're going to be looking at here is going to be Renzo against Abe. Okay, one of the things we got to look at here is ESPN does give Abe the advantage. Abe has a better team essentially. I mean, he proved it last week when he really showed me what I was doing wrong. Granted, it's week 1, but you can instantly see his position ranking. Sam Roger played on a banged up leg, still number 5 QB. Melvin Gordon got 8. Positioned at 8. Will Dissly, the surprising tight end out of the Seahawks here, came in at number 2. He had over 100 yards. If you saw the men run, though, probably would have been a fluke. Meanwhile, Isaiah Crowell at 3 with a crazy point. Jack Z at 5. And then we got, Brenzo's all-star here is going to be the kicker. Justin Tucker, that's who he depends on. Okay? ESPN does give Abe the advantage, okay? A few of the things I like here is Aaron Rodgers against Kirk Cousins. If Aaron Rodgers is going to play well, he's playing against the Vikings. He might still struggle a little bit. I want to give Kirk Cousins a little bit of the edge here just because Green Bay defense, you never know what to expect there. And Aaron Rodgers is a little banged up. He can play hurt, but come on, guys, let's give the man some credit. He's not God. The Vikings defense is amazing. When we look into David Johnson and Melvin Gordon, David Johnson is amazing, but he is playing a tough Rams defense. They did give up a touchdown to Marshawn, while David Johnson struggled a little bit last week against the Redskins. So I don't know what to think here. I do give the S to Melvin Gordon. Matter of fact, I got a little bit for you guys based on what he's been teaching me here. This is who I believe is going to be Abe's top scorer of the week right now. Man run. It's pretty insane. He is facing a Bills defense that is just trash this year. This is why I think it's going to be Abe's top scorer, player of the week, whatever you want to call him. When you look at the end of the day or the end of the week, this guy's going to have more points than any of these other players, including his own QB. Coming to Derrick Henry and Alex Collins, I do give the S to Alex Collins. He did prove to be a little bit better here, putting some points up. Derrick Henry was in a weird game. There was like a 5-6 hour delay, whatever it may be. You don't ever know. You don't really know what he's going to produce here, but Houston's defense, it's a little bit stingy this year. They're doing pretty good. Meanwhile, Cincinnati still got some work to do. When it comes to AJ Green and OBJ against Dallas, OBJ should be able to torch that secondary. That's what he does in Dallas, guys. He just takes over. When it comes to Adam Thielen and Golden Tate, I do give Thielen the edge. He's going to be in a high-scoring game with good offense. Kirk Cousins is going to be throwing him the ball there, so this connection is going to be pretty interesting. Meanwhile, you got Jordan Reed here. Jordan Reed against Will Dissly. I think this guy was a fluke, Abe. This guy was definitely a fluke. Jordan Reed is going to get the edge. Lamar Miller rushed for almost 100 yards last week, while Isaiah Crowell got a lucky 2 touchdowns against an iffy Lions defense. I do believe I'm going to give Lamar Miller the edge here. but the one that I skipped was. I know this is last season's highlights, but the guy still got it. Okay, he proved me wrong. He proved me he can command this offense. All he does is have more tools now. Um, the negative thing is that he's got to avoid using Thielen this week. Protection's there, the pass is delivered, drops it right in the money basket. Air it out, and that's what the Vikings aired out. You know, it's going to be an interesting game. Broncos against Oakland. Got to give Broncos, pretty good, decent game here. Meanwhile, Justin Tucker's going to do what he does and score mad points. Meanwhile, Jags D has a tough matchup against New England. We'll see how they do. And then, you got the kicker here for New England here, Gostkowski against Jacksonville Jaguars. It's gonna be tough. I mean, those are pretty balanced matchups there. But I will give the S to Renzo, not Abe. I'm not gonna go with what ESPN says. I know Renzo doesn't like it when I pick on, but hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think you got a better team. I think you're gonna take over here. Melvin Gordon is gonna put up mad points. Aaron Rodgers is gonna put up mad points. OBJ is. Thielen will as well. The rest is gonna be tough. And I really like your matchup here with Jordan Reed against the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think they have anybody to cover them. David Johnson will drop a touchdown. Kirk Cousins is going to go off, have a crazy game. Keep an eye out on Henry here. But A.J. Green, if he wasn't matched up against OBJ here, I might want to give you the edge. But, we got to see what's going to happen. Lamar Miller, though, this is going to be your money. Okay, it's going to come down to this matchup, I believe. And I do think Renzo's going to have the edge. Congrats on the win, Renzo. Moving on to the next team, we're going to have Serge over here against our boy Javi. Now, Javi, I know I didn't pick you to win last week, but I also know that because you lost, you're the only one I got right. So I tend to pick right when you're losing. But when it comes down to this week, man, Drew Brees against Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers still killed it, last week. He threw for 400 yards. Look at this shit, man. He got 31 points against the Chiefs. 31 points, and you still lost. Okay, maybe that's what happens when your team's commanded by Phillip Rivers. He'll put up crazy numbers, but won't walk away with the dub. Maybe it's time to switch quarterback. Meanwhile, Sergio over here has Drew Brees. He went off 34 points. A couple of those were the Kamara. I mean, we saw the deep bombs, the Michael Thomases. The man was going nuts. Okay, keep an eye out for Drew Brees just having that on a week-to-week basis. He is facing Cleveland. They did give Big Ben some trouble here, especially that D-line. That D-line really went to work on the man. So it's going to be tough to tell, guys, but, I am going to give the edge to Phillip Rivers, unlike ESPN's projection here, just because Phillip Rivers is going to put up crazy numbers. It's simple, and Buffalo sucks. They still have to prove themselves. Meanwhile, when it comes to running back, Sergio still has Fournette. I've been reading Fournette isn't active. Okay, I read all this stuff already. They're saying he can miss all the practices this week and still play on Sunday. There is a likelihood of that. He apparently has a little bit of a hamstring issue. But he is still the man to lead the Jacksonville backfield. A lot of experts are saying to draft T.J. Yeldon right now. I don't quite agree. I think Leonard is going to play. T.J. Yeldon's going to get his normal touches, but Leonard's going to be the powerhouse against New England. Everything against them should be a high-scoring game. Look for Leonard to get the ball here in the goal line. We have Kareem Hunt on Javi's side. I know the man hates him. I know he doesn't like Kareem. And you're not going to like it here because I don't think Kareem's going to get much. And that's me as a Chiefs fan. It's hard for me to admit that, man. You got to give me some credit. There's just not much to do. The Chiefs' run game still has to prove themselves. We got to air it out. Let Tyreek do his thing. And then, maybe the holes will open up. Maybe Kareem will get something. Pittsburgh is stacked in the front seven, though, and that's what I'm concerned about. Speaking of Tyreek and wide receivers, this man, last week, against the Chargers, 34 points. A wide receiver. 34 points. Okay? 7 receptions, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a punt return for a touchdown. Okay, I know this isn't last week's highlights, but look at what the NFL right now. It's serious when Alex Smith can air crazy. Someone's got to be able to keep up with the guy, guys. Someone has to keep up with him. It just doesn't seem like that person's in the NFL right now. I don't know if somebody can. There's one guy that I think is better than him, regardless what happens, regardless what the stats say. And this guy happens to be in Javi's team. This man right here. Just listen to this for a second. God. And they're right. If there's a guy that deserves the MVP, it's got to be AB, guys. It's got to be AB. He deserves it. The man's a monster. He's playing a weak Chiefs secondary. You know, I know my team has struggled, especially in the secondary. James Conner might do good. Le'Veon's not playing. AB is going to be there all day. Look for him to drop 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs, guys. Um, Meanwhile, the other backups here, Jordan Howard proved to be the number one guy. He worked on his pass blocking. He worked on his route running. He can catch on the backfield now. The only thing is that he has a tough matchup against the Seahawks. Meanwhile, Kenyon Drake, again, it's hard to judge these Miami players after that weird rain delay, and I don't really know what to expect against the Jets. I'm going to go with what I know, and I think Jordan Howard's going to have a better game. I think Javi does have the edge here. Um, Meanwhile, Julio Jones is going to do crazy things, but nothing nearly as crazy as Antonio Brown. But Tyreek Hill should find some gaps. The Chiefs just find a way to give him the ball, whether it be out of the backfield, running quick routes, running deep routes, punt returns. This man is bound to get some points. This should be his year. The Chiefs are going to utilize him, and Patrick Mahomes loves him. Demaryius Thomas still has to prove himself, Javi. Still waiting on this man to come up. 12 points. I know he got a tug. But if you watch the game, we know Emmanuel Sanders is the true number one over there. Jimmy Graham is going to struggle against Minnesota. Meanwhile, Evan Ingram should have no problem finding the end zone against Dallas. Royce Freeman, I don't know if he's number 2, if he's number 3, if he's on the depth chart. The Broncos decided to go with their hometown Colorado guy. They like that guy. He's the one that got the ball. Roy's got something to do. He did average 10 yards a carry last week, but, the man's got to prove something. Oh, sorry, I guess I was wrong. I thought he averaged 10 yards a carry. My mistake, guys. Crabtree, he did catch a touchdown last week. Didn't catch a whole lot of targets, but he should find the end zone here against Cincinnati. And then when it comes to the defenses, Redskins against Indy, that's tough for me. Boswell against KC. Ugh, you know, gotta give it to, I don't know here. Chris Boswell is a badass kicker. Redskins against Indianapolis, I think that's going to be tough. Chargers against Buffalo, easy game. Unless, LaShawn McCoy decides to show up. Nathan Peterman's not starting, so there's a lesser chance that you'll see 5 picks before halftime. So, unless Nathan Peterman comes in, who knows? Greg Zuerlein over here should do his thing. That's Legatron, man. He's the number 1 ranked kicker for a reason. Javi, I will give you the edge this week, even though my man over here does have Tyreek. Just because I think Antonio Brown's just going to kill it. Phillip is going to kill it. Chargers D. Renzo, I do like your matchup. Excuse me, not Renzo. God. Sergio, I do like your matchups here with Drew Brees and Fournette and Tyreek Hill, but I do have to give Javi the edge on this one, okay? Guys, I'm trying myself. I'm almost out of time. Looks like I'm going to have to do the next one on a different video. See you guys.